Hey everybody, it's Jonathan here with Pinnacle Outdoor Traditions, and I am introducing this video because it's a little different. During the first week of November, which is November 4th, our muzzleloader season starts, and my good friends Daniel and Sticky came up here to North Carolina to spend a week here muzzleloader hunting. If you have not already seen it, there are two videos on this channel. One is Sticky, who shot the monster, the biggest buck on my property, a true trophy buck in every sense of the word, 177-inch gross green score, you know, massive mainframe 12-pointer. Go check that video out. And if you haven't seen it, Daniel also shot his very first trophy buck, a really nice, mature, old 6-pointer that had just really heavy main beams and just a lot of length and a lot of character, and really tried his patience. You'll see clips of those in this video because that's what this video is. It's kind of a clip show of all the hunts that happened while they were here. So far I've only shown those two, but there was actually another buck that was shot by Sticky. There were tons of deer activity happening the entire week. So what I've done is I've gone through, scrubbed through every bit of that video, and I have crammed it all together in 12 minutes of just non-stop deer action and hunting. So I hope y'all enjoy the video. Go check out the other two when you're done, and we have more coming up. The next video after this will be just a buck parade, and then, hey, I finally get a good one too. So stay tuned, watch, and enjoy. Thanks. On the morning of November 4th, muzzleloader season started, and Sticky got the first hunt off with a bang, having a mother and fawn come in to feed. The next deer that came down was a small buck. He came down and ended up harassing the other two, which of course ran them off. A few minutes later, out comes another deer. I mean, he is absolutely covered up in deer this morning. Then the same mature doe from earlier ends up coming back. The fawn also came back to join her. Again, they ended up spooking off with no idea why. The reason ended up being a couple of bucks, which came in right underneath Sticky's stand, and that's what pushed the does off. They slipped through without ever actually getting fully on camera. She's sitting on our back steps in the evening.
It's 3:12. Oh, sorry, 8:12. Brain is not really functional that well this morning. I ain't seen her behind the hair of a deer. Lots of crows, squirrels, things like that, but no whitetail so far.
Shortly after I recorded that, Daniel had a young buck come in, which was his first deer of the season. It was just a young fork buck, but he came in and fed for about 15 minutes, which started Daniel's hunt off right. Finally, around 10 a.m., I had my first whitetail visitor. She cruised through around 20 yards from my stand and acted like she was either being followed or pushed. It's hard to tell, but there's a group of does being pushed by a young buck at the top of that hill, and she ended up connecting with them. A little after 11 o'clock, I had another visitor come down. It was a doe fawn that had come down for a bite to eat. After watching her feed for about 20 minutes, I decided to try a can call to see just what would happen. However, all it did was push her off. The following morning at first light, Daniel started off with yet another young buck. He and Sticky had gone out by themselves while I spent the morning getting the family ready for church. They both ended up having deer in front of them, but Sticky, he had the hot hand that morning. At first, Sticky had a young buck come down at sunrise and gave him quite a show. Then, somewhere around 7 o'clock, the real action started. Sticky recorded his hunt on his cell phone, so the sound on it is practically non-existent. I added subtitles here so you can see what he said.
Alright, we got one. Good sized buck. Not sure if he's 6 or 8. I think he looks like an 8. Not the tallest tines in the world. But good sized rack. So we're gonna go for him. Sounds like something else is moving in, so we'll give it a minute. This first one hasn't given me a shot yet. It might be a 7-pointer. Like 3 on one side, 4 on the other. So.
Now Sticky's got the camera mounted on a shooting rail in front of him that has a round pad wrapped around it. When Sticky put his gun on that same rail, it shifted the camera and the mount and caused him to scramble in order to fix it. You have to imagine it at this stage. He's got a nice 7-pointer standing in front of him that he's waiting to clear this tree. A young buck's walking in. He's trying to fix his camera, get his gun in, all in just a matter of seconds. Yes, the buck went down at the corn pile, and if you look up here in that circle, you'll see the young one standing there trying to figure out what just happened.
He's down on the pile. Oh, man. There we go, boys. Deer down. All right. I'll catch you on the recovery.
Okay, let's try all that again. North Carolina buck, brother.
There it is.
There you are. We happy?
Yeah, man.
Good deal. So show me the entry one again.
Right over
We
here.
were talking right there. So he hit dead center of the body.
Yep. Even though I was aiming right here.
He's got a little bit of darkness to his tarsal over here. I smelled him pulling up. A little bit. He's getting there. He's starting to get ready. So hey, man, that is some solid meat for the freezer.
Yeah, buddy.
A buck in your neck of the woods with that kind of rack would be a whole lot smaller.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It was a nice sized body, and I was like, you know, it's got a big rack, or a bigger rack than what I've seen so far, so I wasn't afraid to take him.
That's still, I think, your biggest rack yet since
No,
Florida.
my first one was
Well, since that one.
Yeah, oh, yeah, since that one, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, by far. Yeah, button bucks and cow horns is all I've taken since that first one.
Well, hey, man, congrats, brother.
Ah, thank you, thank you.
I also saw a wart on him.
Yep, he's got a
two.
couple. Yeah.
Makes him look like a witch deer.
Which deer?
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's awesome.
I think he shot a witch deer.
Which deer?
What? Because there was warts on him.
Yeah.
The following morning, I was able to join the guys for the hunt. I had my first visitor come in at 8:15. It was a young button buck that came in to feed for about 15 minutes. About an hour later, a group of 6 does came in, making their way down and making my morning a whole lot more exciting.
But that last train done go down.
Doe number 6 didn't like something. I think it's me.
While one of them ended up spooking and never quite making her way in, the rest were more than content to feed at the corn pile. Man, that's tempting. I mean, there's a whole lot of tasty venison standing there. Uh-oh, the jig may be up. Pretty sure I've been spotted.
done left town.
Unbelievably, she ends up coming back to eat again, but she spends the whole time suspicious of me. As the rest of the does get their fill and start to wander off, a small spike buck comes in and starts his staring contest. I have about 22 minutes of footage of this young buck here, and while there were times I thought something bigger was coming, it never ended up happening. Eventually, he wandered off too. Now, over at Sticky's stand, he had this beautiful buck come in, but he was never able to get a shot on him.
I spent too much time thinking.
Biggest buck I've ever seen come out in front of me. And just turned around and walked away.
Later that evening at Sticky's new spot,
First deer of the evening. Let's see what we got. Just a little buck.
he fed there till last light, and he even got a little feisty with a raccoon that was feeding next to him.
No, my grass friends ain't never let me down. I pulled your knife out of my back too many times to count. Had a boss that made a million.
Daniel had a slow morning hunt, but in the evening, he had several visitors come in. None of them were deer that he wanted to shoot, so he ended up watching these does feed till last light. On the morning of November 7th, Sticky got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity on the biggest buck any of us have ever taken.
That might do it right there, boys. Let's see what we got.
If you want to see this full hunt and the monster in all his glory, click on the link below. Later that evening,
That's what we're looking for right there. It's nice.
Daniel and I went to Brother Robert's to try our luck on some new land. At sunset, I had 3 does come in from behind me. I was trying to get a shot on the lead one, but never could. Then at last light, a real pretty young buck came out, but I elected to pass. I was waiting on something bigger. The morning of the 8th gave Daniel a true blessing, his first ever trophy buck. A 5-year-old mature 6-pointer that tested Daniel's patience on the stand.
You should this daily grind down by too fast. Back to coolers, so the bell's on in the dumpster.
You can also watch his full hunt here on my channel by clicking the link below. The morning of November 9th was our last hunt together. Sticky was treated to quite the show by a bunch of young bucks and does, while I had this young doe briefly sneak by me. And Daniel was entertained by squirrels, thus ending our time together.
All right, everybody. So I didn't hunt with them this morning, but as you can see, apparently that was good luck. So we got Daniel over here. He saw a 4-pointer. Sticky shot the 7. I saw a doe when I first got up this morning. I didn't even have to leave the house. So hey guys, family traditions right here. This is Pinnacle Outdoor Traditions. This is what we do. This is what we love. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Get outdoors. Make some traditions of your own. We're gonna get this deer on back and get him skinned out, quartered out. Continue with our day. See ya.
The grass ain't never let me down. No, my grass ain't never let me down.